Hey guys, Sean here, bringing you another review today. Today we're going to be talking about the Buzz Pro from e-cig.com. Got my Buzz Pro in about 4 days ago now, and have been using it, and has been a wonderful, wonderful device for the time that I have been using it so far. My first variable voltage device that I've received. I've had several 3.7 devices. I've got one 5-volt device, and was looking to go ahead and step up to be able to fine-tune my juices and atomizers and everything, and settled on the Buzz Pro. One reason being is right now e-cig has a sale going on, runs $129 for this product. Which is, I believe, about $10 off from its normal price, which is not huge, but for a variable voltage device, the price was already reasonable, and having the $10 off made it kind of a no-brainer for me. I, decided that wanted to check it out, and have been so far really happy with it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple of questions and concerns in regards to the Buzz Pro, and then talk about the performance and my impression of it so far. The first thing that I noticed about the Buzz Pro when I got it was it's actually a lot smaller device than I anticipated it would be. From the pictures online and a couple of other reviews that I saw on it, I thought it was going to be a lot larger device. And was pleasantly surprised when it showed up and I saw the size of it, because I had been using a 1,000-mile Ego battery as my take to work device, and in comparison to the Buzz Pro, which of course I've got everything else on there, but from the top of the atomizer connection to the top of the atomizer connection on the Buzz is maybe a little less than an inch in difference in height. Let me see if I can let me take my drip shield and atomizer and everything off here real quick so you can get a little bit better look at that. So there you go. Which I know on camera it's going to look like it's still a huge difference in size, but it is really not. As you can see, I mean, it's only about the width of my finger difference in height. So I was kind of curious as to exact dimensions on it, so I went ahead and measured it out, got my micrometer out, and the diameter of the Buzz Pro is actually 0.86 inches across. So it's less than an inch in diameter, and it is 4.5 inches, or excuse me, 4.25 inches in length, which is really nice. I can still put my atomizer and drip shield and everything on top of it, and it still slides into my pocket very nicely. If you're familiar with kind of these little cheapy flashlights that you can pick up at any local hardware store, again, maybe only about an inch or so difference, maybe a little over an inch when you include the adapter there. But diameter wise, you can see the Buzz Pro is actually much smaller in diameter than what this is. So again, still a very pocket friendly device. As you can see, I ordered mine with the chrome caps on it, which looks just stellar in appearance. It looks like what they have done is media blasted it and then powder coated it, and then they put your little etchings on there. You can tell that they've done a very nice job, because even your vent holes in it, the powder coating is just flawless on it. Of course, you got your little thumb wheel for the voltage adjustment, which is very nice. It moves easily enough to where you don't have to really fiddle with it. You can just kind of put your thumb on it and move it. It's got a green, yellow, and red hash marks on it. It is variable from 3.3 to about 5.5 volts. Now, my 5-volt device that I have right now is just a 5-volt box mod, and I got to tell you, the 5 volts on this is a totally different experience than 5 volts on that box mod, which of course uses two 14500 batteries. While we're on the subject, the batteries that the Buzz uses is the RCR 123A batteries, 3.7 stacked. Okay, so we all know the issues with stacking batteries. Not necessarily the most efficient way of getting the voltage you want. The nice part about the Buzz is that it is obviously a regulated device, seeing as how you have a potential of 7.2 volts out of this. You know, it's regulating it down to the 5.5. So you get a couple of benefits out of this. With the Buzz Pro, because of the new updated controller on it, you're going to get a lot longer battery life out of the batteries that you have in it. They've put a lot of real nice circuitry in there. It's got an over temperature protection, it's got an over current protection, it's got protection in there in case you put the batteries in the wrong way. So for a battery, or for a mod that stacks batteries, it's about as safe as you can get. The battery life that I've been getting out of it is about a day to a day and a half. The only thing that I would tell anybody getting this is, if you're going to get a mod that stacks batteries, you want to make sure that you get at least 2 sets of these and then label them like I have here, 1A, 1B. And what I do is, make sure that I have the 1A, 1B in. When I switch to my other set of batteries, I go 2A, 2B. When those run out and I switch back to these, you flip them around to the 2B and 2A, okay? And the reason you do that is because any device that stacks batteries is going to inherently draw voltage from one of the batteries versus the other. And if you're not keeping track and not switching those around, you're going to put more stress on one battery versus the other. And you're going to wind up killing one battery versus the other a lot sooner. By doing it this way, they kind of share the load. They get equal stress on the batteries. You're going to have less issues with the batteries, longer lifespan out of the batteries. So make sure that you order at least one other set. Depending on how much you vape, you may want to get 2 extra sets, so a total of 3 sets to cover your usage on there. And make sure that you label all of them. Make sure that you rotate all of them. The performance on the device has been stellar. I've been using it right around 4.4, 4.5. You kind of have to guess on this one because there isn't any kind of digital readout or anything on there, which personally I don't care. I'm not overly concerned about the actual individual voltage that I'm using because I have several different atomizers, a couple of cartomizers that I tend to cycle through, and I need to fine-tune them on each one, and I guess mostly I just don't care enough to know specifically at what voltage it is. I just throw it on there, throw my juice in there, take a toot, and I'm like, oh, it's too hot, just crank it down a notch, take a toot, oh yeah, it's about right. So I can, that's all that I'm looking for, is just my happy spot with each individual atomizer and each individual juice, and it's going to change depending on what you have in there. If you've got to know exactly what voltage you're at, if that's a major issue for you, you can get one of the little digital readouts for you. In my opinion, that seems a little fiddly. If you just have to know that, then again, you probably want one of the devices that has the built-in readout on it. The button is a tiny little just rubber button. It is nice and clicky. I don't know if you can hear that or not. So you get very positive feedback from it whenever you're engaging it. It does have a little LED light inside of where your roller wheel is that shows red all the time, and when you push the button it turns to blue to let you know that you've got a positive activation on it. The threads on the top and bottom caps are wonderful. I mean, absolutely no issues there at all, and no noise from it. I mean, there's no, I'm shaking the whole table, no rattling, no nothing going on there. I mean, I guess if I really get flailing on it, it might get a little bit of noise on there, but just general usage, I don't notice anything going on with it at all. So make sure that you get everything put on there real nicely. The only thing that I'd caution you about is because the threads are so silky smooth on the caps, occasionally when I unthread the atomizers from it, this top cap wants to come undone as well because it moves just so smoothly. So I find myself just needing to put a thumb on that, which it does have little knurl marks on the side of both the bottom and top cap, so that makes it very nice and easy to move it in and out. So I'm going to take a little vape on it here real quick, show you some vapor production on it, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, sorry about the transition there. Go figure, I just happened to grab an Addy that wanted to quit working on me. So got a functioning Addy now, and still have it loaded up with the Green Pear Tea by RAR 50-50 mix there. Let's take a toot on about 4.4, 4.5 volts and see how she performs. Wonderful. The flavor is just really phenomenal on it. The vapor production is really nice. Good warm hit without being too much, and I gotta be honest, I've tried cranking this up all the way to 5.5, right about 5.5, and the hit on this at 5 volts is a totally different experience from a 5 volt box mod. It's a little bit too much for me, whereas I can grab my 5 volt box mod and vape on it all day, you know, with no problems. This at 5.5 volts is far and away different experience. So you're looking for a good, nice, you know, reasonably priced variable voltage device, go with the Buzz Pro. Get you some extra batteries. About the only thing that I would really caution you about on it, because you are stacking batteries, make sure you get some extra batteries, make sure you rotate those batteries to maintain your battery life and everything on it. Otherwise, got absolutely nothing negative to say about it at all. You know, if you have any questions about the device that I didn't cover on it, make sure you leave it in to me in my comments. I'll do my best to answer them for you. Until next time, thanks for watching, and keep vaping.